Good afternoon, everyone. So today I wanted to do an update video, or maybe like a feature on this, what I think is an Asian pear tree. I'm not too sure. I grew it from seed, and the seeds kind of got messed up and the labels got lost, so I'm not really sure what it is, but I have a feeling that it is, because if you compare these leaves, they look similar to these leaves, or maybe these. And this is a Asian pear tree that's grafted with 3 varieties, I believe. And I added 2 more varieties onto it. But anyhow, so I grew this tree from seed, and I'm not sure if that seed, when the tree grows, it's going to be true to type. So just in case, say the fruit that comes out is not very good at all, I decided to go ahead and graft it, since at the time I was learning how to graft. I had some successes on it, but we're going to go through the branches and peel off the grafting tape and the rubber bands and kind of show you the ones that failed and the ones that were successful. So I'm going to peel this one. This one was an obvious fail. Let's see why it failed. Alright, so I don't know if you could see, but it looks like the union is actually very successful. Looks like. Looks like it began to fuse, but then it failed. So I'm curious to see if maybe the leaves fell off and it's not all the way dried off. Let's see. Oh yeah, that looks like it's dry. So yeah, it was for sure a fail, but that's okay. We're just gonna cut it off right there. Let's go on to the next one. Let's show a success. So this one's looking pretty sad. It's a European pear, a yellow variety. I took a cutting from his tree and I just labeled it as Dad's Yellow Pear. I really like the fruit. It's very flavorful, juicy, good sized fruit. So I took a cutting from it. It looks a little sad, but let's see how it looks under the rubber band and the grafting tape. Alright, so there is a union. Very clean, as you guys could see. It seems to be fusing very well. I just cut off the rubber band and I ripped off a little bit of the grafting tape, but I didn't want to do too much more to it because I don't want to disturb the union. There you go. I have another branch that failed. We're gonna open it up and see why it failed. And so there's the grafting point, and it just didn't fuse all the way. Started to, and then it maybe dried out. On to the next one. Alright, so there's the union, very clean on the second branch of Dad's Yellow Pear. Looking way better than the first branch. Let's go on to the next one. Alright, this is Frankenstein Asian pear. That one is a failure. We're gonna cut that off and go on to the next one. Alright, and this is a 20th century Asian pear. One branch going straight up. It's a little hard to see, but it's in there. I'm gonna cut open the pear film and cut away the rubber band so we can see how the union looks. Alright, and there's the union on that 20th century Asian pear. Having a hard time zooming in, but there it is. There we go. Nice close up of that. You see how there's a little bit of girdling from the rubber bands. I feel like that helps a lot to keep the cambium layers aligned and to make sure that the union is successful. So that's I believe the third successful graft onto what I have labeled as brown Asian pear. So I also originally had it labeled as mystery pear number 11 because I wasn't sure, but then I found a label way down here, and so I guess I marked it and it made it through. So there it is, 20th century Asian pear graft, successful. There we go. Let's see the next one. Alright, and this next graft is the Shinseki Asian pear. That one is nice and alive also. And let me reveal that one, see how the union looks. Alright, so there is the union. It looks a little funky. It actually looks like it girdled. But when I looked closer, it actually didn't actually girdle the branch necessarily. It just girdled the nodes. So I think I grafted over 2 nodes and they wanted to grow out, but they just grew all weird. But there's a union, pretty solid. And there's the branch. Next, I'm going to show you guys the one underneath, which was a mystery. But check it out, it's nice and green, but I think it got bent upwards, but still managed to have enough contact points to stay alive. But we're gonna see what's going on under there. So it looks like just like the cambium layers fused, but it got ripped off, or I don't know what's going on. But I'd like to keep it because it's alive, but I know that long term it won't be able to bear fruit because the weight of the fruit will probably peel the bottom half of the branch off. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off and maybe graft onto it again in this coming up spring. So we're gonna get rid of that guy. Alright, well there it is. The grafts that are successful, nothing too crazy. They haven't put on any growth or not much growth, but I will be doing a follow-up video on this tree because I'm going to trim back a lot of these branches that are not grafted, and I'm going to keep grafting onto this tree. Even though it's going to be a gift from my dad, I'm going to add a lot more varieties to it, Asian and European pears onto it. So I'll keep you guys posted on the progress of this tree.